The Dying Whip by Arthur Conan Doyle. It came from get and eated, that was 'ow the thing begun, and ackin' back to kennels from a 90-minute run. I guess I've copped bronchitis, says I to brother Jack, and then afore I knowed it I was down upon my back. At night there came a sweatin' as left me deadly weak, and my throat was sort of tickly an it 'urt me for to speak. P50 an then there came an ackin' cough as wouldn't leave alone, and then afore I knowed it I was only skin and bone. I never was a easy weight. I scaled at 7'4", and rode at 8 or maybe at just a trifle more, and now I'll stake my Davy I wouldn't scale at 5, and I'd 'old my own at catch weights with the skinniest jock alive. And the doctor says the reason why I sit and cough and wheeze is all along o' varmint like the cheese mites in the cheese. P51 the smallest kind o' varmint, but varmint all the same, microscopes or something. I forget the varmint's name. But I knows as I'm a goner. They never said as much, but I reads the people's faces, and I knows as I am such. Well, there's us to mind the 'orses and the 'ounds can look to Jack, though 'e never was a patch on me in 'andlin' of a pack. You'll maybe think I'm boastin', but you'll find they all agree that there's not a whip in Surrey as can 'andle 'ounds like me. P52 for I knew 'em all from puppies, and I'd tell 'em without fail. If I seed a tail a waggin', I could tell who wagged the tail. And voices, why lor love you, it's more than I can 'elp. It just comes kind of natural to know each whine and yelp. You might take them 20 couple where you will and let 'em run, and I'd listen by the cover side and name 'em one by one. I say it's kind of natural, for since I was a brat I never cared for readin' books or fancy things like that. P53 but give me 'ounds and 'orses and I was quite content, and I loved to 'ear 'em talkin' and to wonder what they meant. And when the hydrophobie came 5 year ago next May, when Naylor was bevin' in a most audacious way, I fixed I.M. so's 'e couldn't bite, my ends on neck and back, and I eaved I.M. from the kennels, and they say I saved the pack. And when the master 'eard of it, 'e up and says 'e, if that chap were a soldier man, they'd give I.M. the V.C. P54, which is some kind a medal what they give to soldier men, and master said if I were such I would got it then. Parson brought his Bible and come to read to me. Ave what you like, there's everythink within this book, says I, they've left the 'orses out, says you are mistook, and up and read a 'eap of things about them from the book. And some of it amazin' fine, although I'm fit to swear no 'orse would ever say same as they said it there. P55 perhaps it was an 'Ebrew 'orse the chap 'ad in his mind, but I never 'eard an English 'orse say nothin' of the kind. Parson is a good un, I've known I.M. from a lad. 'Twas me as taught I.M. ridin', and 'e rides uncommon bad, and he says, but 'arken listen. There's an 'orn, I 'eard it blow, pull the blind from off the winder, prop me up and 'old me so. They're drowin' the black anger just aside the squire's grounds, 'arken listen, 'arken listen. There's the yappin' of the 'ounds, P56 there's Fanny and Beltinker, and I 'ear old Boxer call. You see I wasn't boastin' when I said I knew 'em all. Let me sit and 'old the bedrail. Now I see 'em as they pass, there's Squire upon the Midland mare, a good un on the grass, but this is closish country, and you wants a clever 'orse when 'alf the time you're in the woods and 'alf among the gorse. 'Ark to Jack a 'ollering, bleatin' like a lamb. You wouldn't think it now perhaps to see the thing I am, P57, but there was a time the ladies used to linger at the meet just to 'ear me callin' in the woods. My callin' was so sweet. I see the crossroads corner with the field awaitin', there, Purcell on his piebald 'orse and doctor on the mare, and the master on his iron grey. She isn't much to look, but I seed do clean 20 foot across the Eathley brook. There's Captain Kane and McIntyre and 'alf a dozen more, and 2 or 3 are untin whom I never seed afore, P58 likely lookin' chaps they be, well groomed and 'orsed and dressed. I wish they could 'a seen the pack when it was at its best. It's a check and they are drowin' down the coppers for a cent, you can see as they've been runnin', for the 'orses they are spent. I'll lay the fox will break this way, downwind as sure as fate, and if he does you'll see the field come poundin' through our gate. But Maggie, what's that slinkin' beside the cover? See, now it's in the clover field and goin' fast and free, P59 it's I.M., and they don't see I.M. it's I.M. Allu, my broken wind won't run to it, I'll leave the job to you. There now I 'ear the music and I know they're on his track. Oh, watch 'em, Maggie, watch 'em. Ain't they just a lovely pack? I've nursed 'em through distemper and I've trained and broke 'em in, and my ear-tit just goes out to them as if they was my kin. Well, all things as an in din, as I've eared the parson say, the 'orse is cast, and the 'ound is past, and the unter as is day. P60, but my day was yesterday, so lay me down again. You can draw the curtain, Maggie, right across the winder pane.